Okay, and welcome back. We're picking where we left off last time in Victoria 3 as the Great Qing, where we have a lobby demand in specific to start a war with Spain. So if we can, we're just going to do that. First, let's get our declared interests up. We want to place a couple of declared interests in such a way that we can begin to reliably negotiate with some of the majors in the West. If for no other reason than to do some import-export stuff. Japan as well. I might as well do Persia. We'll have a little bit of time going while we're waiting for those declared interests to start, and then we'll try to start a play against the Spanish to clear the lobby demand. And then once we're done with that, we'll probably go ahead and make our power block. There we go. Interests activated. So if I start a play, say for transfer subject here, we can't bring in France, because France isn't involved in this region. So it'd just be us and Spain. If it was a land war, we'd happily win that war. But it's not going to be a land war, because we share no land borders. So instead, we're probably going to want to start a fight with Spain proper, say using banned slavery. With this, we'll probably be able to learn the French, and then we can add like the transfer subject or whatever afterwards. Or I can just do this and they might just back down. So we'll hit ban slavery. We'll see if they back down. And they don't. I'm going to mobilize everything. Less so because I think we need it, and more to be intimidating. I'm going to upgrade the cav because we have a little bit better cav that we can use. Wait until we get about there. So we can sway in the French. I don't necessarily know how long we're going to be stuck with these investment rights if we do it. It's not necessarily the end of the world right now, so we'll go ahead and agree to the investment rights. Okay, so we got the French on side. Because we did it with investment rights, I'll go ahead and say we want war reparations. I might actually go for a liberate subject instead of a take subject, transfer subject. So yeah, let's just liberate both the subjects. Brazil, of all people, joins in. Interesting. We're kind of hoping... It looks like they're not. Looks like we actually are going to have to fight this. And if we are going to have to fight this, we might as well press all the buttons. And probably... This is going to be killer on the transports. Let's go ahead and give France some backup. Yeah, kill on the transports. Basically, all the trade's going to stop while we're doing this, which is okay. It's not a big deal. Apparently, we're not really trading very much anyway. Yeah, basically breaks the call. Okay. Which is mostly pop consumption, so everything else will be fine. Okay. Yes, the pop consumption crashes because it's undersupplied. So initially with our goals, we want to start industrializing here. Because we're in a war with France, now is actually probably a perfect time to do the form. Power block. Supreme Alliance, yeah, let's go with that. Let's go vassalization for the first one. form the power bracket. This is going to piss off a bunch of people. Really, the only one we're really worried about would be France. So piss off France a bit. But we can then turn around and improve relations with France. Or we could, if it had actually damaged French relations enough to make a difference. Instead, improve relations with America. One thing I should probably do is, part of that also crashed the metal market, apparently. Yeah. We've got a big demand for metal. Let's start building some metal. Building some iron. 10 units of iron. Yeah. Actually, let's... What are we getting coal-wise? Import. So we're getting a little bit of imports through, but not much. So let's do 3 coal mines and then like 10. Coal mines and like 10 iron mines. You want to host a embassy? Sure. So as soon as railroads are in, we're going to start... Oh, railroads is done. As soon as our motor industry is done, we'll start building some railroads. So oh, actually we queued up railroads, apparently. Ah, no, the civilian sector queued up railroads, that's fine. Queue up, so anyway. I'll put this before the, mines. Now, apparently one of our parts was talking to cargo part. Wooden passenger cars and subsidized. Yeah, looks like we're beating Spain, which isn't surprising. The French have awarded to Spain. I think we'll have to occupy their capital to get them to surrender. Oh, we occupy. Okay, this might complicate things. They're also at war with England. So we can't occupy their capital, because their capital is currently occupied by the British. Okay, well let's try, it doesn't look like there's a particularly large number of guys prepped in the Philippines, so we'll try a naval landing in the Philippines. Accelerate the war a little bit. I think we're coming up on the place in our steel building where we can go ahead and subsidize and swap to steel tools for the moment. So swapping steel tools in theory helps a little bit with the iron, because now some stuff that was previously using iron is now using steel. And then tech-wise, we are trying to run down and pick up egalitarianism. Got somewhat lucky at spreading empiricism to us, so we'll do banking. I'll probably just click straight onto egalitarianism for the next tech. And then after egalitarianism, we'll go ahead and pick up Central Archive, and then we'll be back over to production for developing our ecotechs. Okay, Brazil backed out, that's fine. Anyway, this is a naval landing we should abandon at this point, because they've brought the fleet over to stop it. Or at least it looks like they brought the fleet over to stop it. Okay, so I think the British one ended. Yeah, the British one ended, so we took over the Spanish capital. Okay, our armies went home, so that's fine. One of our generals died, which for the moment I'm just going to accept that is dead. We don't need the army to be efficient morale-wise. One war that we have for the while is 1. Goldfield depleted, which is unfortunate. Does mean we're just going to go ahead and probably build up our mines at some point. They're usually worth it to subsidize and get running that way. Another depleted Goldfield. Yeah, okay. At this point, we probably don't need any of the guns, so we'll say don't import guns. There's banking. Again, we're going to pick up egalitarianism here. So we can swap over from land tax to proportional tax. That way we're rewarded for growing the economy in an effective way. And then we'll swap over Central Archives. I'm hoping here, because this is going to take 4 years, that we'll just have empiricism trends to us so we get the cost decrease from that. So then we're going to do this one. I might do central banking. We'll see. For the minting and the loan rate, we'll see. We don't know where. Oh, that's because we probably take territory from. Okay, so we got a lead import route from France, and we got a. Okay, we don't need that lead import route anymore, so we'll turn that down. Back to our market, please. Close that off. And then we got the coal one. Let's go ahead and we are trading with France for the moment, so let's import. What's it? Iron from France if we can. And we can. It's not particularly profitable right now. That's all going to change in a moment. And that's because I think it is time to spend, and the best way to increase expenditures early on, when you've got a bunch of construction sectors on wood, is to swap over to the iron frame. So we can probably tolerate another 140 iron consumption. So not quite swapping everything. Swap a lot of the things. Swap a couple, see how the trade route changes. Okay, now it looks like the trade route will probably just handle the full train. In fact, we can probably expand industry based on that. Oh, no, never mind. It's the Bessemer process. Goes a little bit more iron income, or a little more steel income. Okay, iron's a bit short, but it should improve as the trade route expands, if it can expand. We'll see. You want racial segregation. Oh no, you want National Guard. Could probably tolerate that. We'll see what we can do. We're not going to rush off to doing it, but we'll think about it. So power block-wise, we've got a lot of nice choices in here. Ways to boost our growth, tech growth in particular. We're not going to rush off to do... Well, we have to wait until something generates, right? We're not generating necessarily the fastest. One reason to wait on forming the power block before we get recognition, or until after we get recognition, is being unrecognized halves the power block growth ratio. And otherwise doesn't really give you very many benefits. It has a diplomacy upkeep cost. 500, which is quite a bit. One thing I am going to do when all these mines are done is we're going to basically put one level of railroad everywhere. So I can basically set them on self-expanding when they're profitable. Just to minimize the micro. Not technically ideal, but it's micro-minimizing more than anything. I suppose another thing I could do is I could start getting involved in the Central Asia area, conquest-wise. Oh, they like me too much. Or vice versa, I like them too much. It's a different, it's similar sort of problem. Someone I don't like. Then why... that just across the interest border? That's just across the interest border, because of course it is. There's our interest activated, so we can go ahead and... we're basically going to take territory to deny it from the Russians in this area. So if we look at it here, the only people that can get involved are the Russians, and in this case, Bukhara, both of which I don't think are really going to stop us. A little bit annoying in that combo because Bukhara can come around on the... well, we'll let the Russians in, but we'll see how that goes. I think this is a winnable war. Yeah, we'll see if the Russians mobilize. Gold rush, some more gold. We do basically want to do a full conquest here, so other bit to you as well. Interesting. Was some predictions that some people would join, but apparently they're not. I mean, at this point no one can join, so... over-mobilized. Okay. One of our generals died. That's fine. Oh dear, people liking me. This is a problem for my desired military conquests. Though I suppose, based on how this game does opinions, it's mutual, apparently. They like me, I like them. Right, no one can get involved here, so we'll just the Red Brown Army mobilization. Maybe we'll do 2 wars. La Fang's having a thing, okay. You know, right now we're building gold mines. Gold mines are somewhat profitable. Because of the minting effect, mainly. Okay, so Russia just got nationalism, which gave them a bunch of claims on our territory. There's empiricism, so that'll speed up the development of egalitarianism. Alright, let's go into taking these guys over. What I'm partially doing here is just generating a bunch of aggressive expansion. So we can get the territory that we'll want later. Without trying to go over the 25 infamy limit. Russia sides, so that was why we had the big army mobilized last time. I think we can win it in an attacking position. So we'll attack Russia using our numbers. We'll finish taking the west of Bukhara. Oops, went over 25 for a bit. We got no war goals on Russia, so we can just, if we need to, we can just stall on the Russian front. We might be struggling a little bit on that front. Okay, so this one, let's kill the 30 unit here. Stop attacking. We'll get the Russians to leave their front first. Through retreating over there. Okay, the gold mines are mostly done. We're moving on to the railways at this point, which take a little bit of time to build. So there... Can I import you? Say the British? No neighbors that sell lead. We don't have a neighborhood with the French, and we don't got the boats for the French trade. Shame the British market doesn't have any of those goods, apparently. Oh well, we'll probably embargo by the French, to be fair. That's probably what's happening. Or not the British. It's the same, the British doesn't have any of those goods, because we're probably embargoed with the British. let's take the smaller of these armies, and we'll assign it to this front, just to push that front. Hopefully we don't need everyone to stall the Russians, because apparently we don't. We're winning with too many guys there, so let's bring the other group over and fight back. What? I hate when that happens. Front spawn, despawn issue causing them to go back to HQ, which they're not really supposed to do, but they do anyway. Yeah, so annoyingly right now we can lose the war because front's being stupid. Looks like we'll be able to get the Russians to leave, and then it'll be okay to clean up the rest. Almost done with getting egalitarianism. So we can begin the process of swapping over to proportional taxation. Which initially will probably be lowering the taxes, though. Once I'm on proportional, I won't have a problem with going from normal or medium to very high taxes. There goes Russia, so all the armies now converge on the remaining front, where we outnumber the enemies by many, many times. Really, army? Get on the front. Sometimes the military thing. The military is probably, as you can see, military is one of the things that's like the worst in this game. So because the military is being quite bad, there's actually a decent possibility that we'll lose the war, which is a little infuriating, but so what ends up happening is it advances and then the front split, and then units aren't assigned to the right front. You're assigned to a front, you're assigned to a front. Can you assign to the front? Oh, no, guys. No, I'm not going to accept the white piece. We're totally winning the war. And okay, so there's egalitarianism. So with that, we're going to take advantage of that. We got a very pro-taxation change government. Both the petit bourgeoisie and the armed forces, and in theory, even the rural folk, are supporting of this. I'm trying to remember which law makes the rural folk in support of it. That one does, because they don't like land-based taxation. Can I actually bring the rural folk into government for this law? Sure. Let's make it pass real quick. So we'll work on central archives so we can get bigger, better bureaucracy, more efficient in generating taxation capacity, and we got a 43% chance at passing proportional taxes. So we'll move to do that. So right now, proportional taxes, it tells us that we're going to lose money. In theory, lose 173,000 from losing the flat tax, land tax. But this is a tax that will grow significantly with us as we expand the economy. So I'm fine that we're going to be losing taxation in the short run for a much easier time of expanding taxation later on. And I can see that the investment pool for the civilian component has caught up. So we're now not having a backlog with things waiting to be funded. Or funding waiting for buildings, if that makes sense. Other way around. Possession-wise, nothing industrial-wise is suffering from a shortage, which is good to see. So because I've conquered people, I've inherited all their trade routes, apparently. Many of which we don't need. And a nice, clean, quick passage of proportional taxes. Though the only thing that can sometimes happen that's bad when you're trying to pass proportional taxes is you'll get the event that pop up where you either take a penalty to passing it or have to pass a temporary tax cut. So it looks like we should be able to get through it without a temporary tax cut, which will definitely help with getting the economy going quickly. Take the science points because we're a somewhat backwards nation, so having more science points will help us catch up. And there we go. Now we got proportional taxes. With proportional taxes, we'll just go ahead and slap onto very high taxes to raise revenue. I may even reduce the military taxes, or military wages for the moment. Can I sneak another tax in? Yes, we can sneak in luxury furniture tax as well. Oh, and I need to fix all the... newly inherited building PMs. So we have the technology for sweeteners, so use sweeteners and dyes and craftsmen, lathes. Probably don't have enough demand for precision tools. Steel tools. Do we have a decent amount of sulfur in the market? No, I don't have the transport capacity to import it, so if we don't got it in the market, then we're not going to do it. Apparently we got some. So we'll do a little bit of swap over. Okay, so we'll see how the demand stabilizes with that. Scroll back up to the top. That looks fine for the moment. Don't really got the tools for slaughterhouses nor the meat demand. Apparently we got one sulfur mine, so yeah, we'll make use of that one sulfur mine. Not gonna rush to expand it right away. And there we go. So those are the PMs. One thing I'm going to do is let's go ahead and we got a bunch of unincorporated states. Go ahead and start incorporating them. Generate tax revenue from them. In the longer run. Government is considered illegitimate. Okay, someone changed something somewhere. So now the government, now they don't like each other as much. Not sure which one actually changed, but we're gonna kick the rural folk out government. Ah, okay, so I'm suspecting it's probably... Maybe it's the royalists here pissing everyone off. Let's change. If I kick them out of government, what's that gonna do to the petite bourgeoisie? Minus 20 opinion. Okay, so we want to keep the petite bourgeoisie in government. An attempt to pass National Guard. Who's in favor of National Guard? Armed Forces, petite bourgeoisie. Okay, so we're gonna kick least the rural folk out. We'll probably try to... We can work with this government. This will be a working government. A little bit low because it's only 50%, but... At least by our Chinese standards here in this nation, that's a bit low. And then we'll swap over to National Guard. Did our monarch die or something? No? I feel like the previous guy we had must have, or the guy must have had higher popularity for some reason. Because we lost a lot of influence suddenly out of the blue. And we are going to want to build some more government admin to get... So we'll hold off until we get the next tech. So the next tech, not losing that much here, we're losing like 1% income. Next tech is Central Archives, which has the standard filing system for our government buildings. So we'll get a lot of admin from that completing. And I'll almost certainly take, or swapping over to that, which will almost certainly take our administration positive again. And then on the railways, we're going to set them to automatic expansion, which is the point of building all of them. I don't remember building that many motor industries, but apparently the civilian economy was. I think I only built one. Yeah, I built like one, and then they're expanding on their own from the civilian economy, which is good to see. So the industry is not expanding particularly faster right now because railways are fairly expensive buildings. They cost 600 or 800 construction to build. But on the other hand, our economy is definitely up from where it's been recently. Cargo ended. Oh wait, not one we care about. Anyway, we got a pile of railways that we're working through because we're going to build one per state, basically. In fact, actually, there's a couple of new states that we have that I should probably add it to. Coffee talk. Sure. This is going to raise our bureaucracy requirements by quite a bit, but I think we're still going to get more from Central Archives swapping on that we're going to lose. And then we're going to focus pretty much on economic growth, and some more economic growth. I'm thinking meat here. We almost certainly have the available meat in the nation for that. Yeah. Endorsement. Sure. Oh, the government's now unacceptable. But we'll just tolerate it for a bit. Not 100% sure what has made our unity government here not so unity, because something definitely increased the government incompatibility. Oh, it's probably also the declining power of the armed forces, maybe? Armed forces do look like they lost a decent amount of power. The gamble, okay. What's that gonna be? MC for dissenters. Don't necessarily want a positivist in the military. We'll take the opinion here. Gamble success. Seven months we'll have Central Archives. And looking at the time, this is probably where I should go ahead and put the part break in. So if you're watching on YouTube, I probably have enough time that I will go ahead and record another part. So you probably can't actually expect it to be another part up. At the moment we are recording these as time is available, so there is necessarily always going to be a part up the day after. But yeah, I think I'm going to record another part, so probably another part tomorrow. If you're watching Twitch, feel free to hang around. I'm going to go ahead and record the next part. After a quick stretch checkup on the rest of the family. So I'll be right back with the next part. And until then, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part. Bye for now.